there are less and less reasons to actually buy a console. Obviously, right now, PC games are in a bit of a mess of a state when it comes to ports. So some ports are a little bit wonky, things like that. But assuming the port works, assuming like you can actually play the game well, this is kind of like it's getting to the point where there are so few reasons to actually buy a PS5. Like, okay, right now, my PS5, I am playing Final Fantasy fucking 12. I am playing a HD remaster of a PS2 game. Like, on my shelf over here. So, on my shelf, I have this, and I have this. So we have Demon Souls, right? We have Demon Souls, and we have Final Fantasy Origin Stranger Paradise. This is a PS4 game, but it comes with a free PS5 upgrade. So technically a PS5 game. I have the PS5 version. Besides that, I want to play Ragnarok and FF16. And besides that, I genuinely don't have anything else to play on the PS5. It's basically a PS4 emulator. Like, if a game is on PC and the PC port is functional, I'll play it on PC. And this is this is one less reason for people who are excited about some of the exclusives to play on a console. And Ragnarok will be on PC at some point because the last God of War game made its way to PC as well. But the funny thing about this is a big part of the marketing for Rift Apart is the SSD in the PS5. They're like, this game is only possible in the way it works because of the PS5's SSD, which is funny because the PS5's SSD is like it's just an SSD. It's just an SSD. Like you can stick a Samsung 960 Evo in a PS5. It'll work. Like it's just an SSD. Like it's just a M.2 SSD. There's nothing crazy about it. Obviously, obviously consoles have their shared memory system, so it's a little bit different in that regard. But it doesn't matter otherwise. And I'm sort of the mindset, right, that maybe in one or two generations, there's not really gonna be console exclusives outside of Nintendo. Now, Nintendo does not give a shit what the rest of the industry does. Nintendo will be Nintendo. They're gonna keep making Switches. They're gonna make some weird new system, and everyone's gonna buy it because Nintendo. But Microsoft killed off exclusives a while back. It's taken them a long time, but Microsoft finally realized that they make Windows. And they realized that if they make Windows, they can sell games on Windows. Mind blown. Imagine that. So they can sell the same games to other people on the platform they own. And Sony is finally starting to let up on some of their licenses. Honestly, I know people talk about the idea of a Bloodborne PC release, but if that did happen, Bloodborne as a PS5 remake or something, that would probably sell consoles. Demon Souls sold consoles, Ragnarok sold consoles, FF16 is going to sell consoles. Bloodborne would sell consoles. But if they released a Bloodborne remaster or just Bloodborne on PC, Bloodborne 60 FPS patch, why would anyone care anymore if it was on PC as well? unless it was like terribly ported and no one wanted to play it, like why? Why would anyone even give a shit anymore? And that's a good thing, right? Like, I'm not saying that I want these series to like go away. Like I think it's a good thing that all of these series are making their way to PC. I'm just curious to see where Sony is going to be in a couple of generations from now. Obviously, they're fine during the PS5, but the PS5 was during COVID. The prices were getting scalped. No one had jobs. Obviously, it's going to take a long ass time for anyone to even be able to like afford a PS5, let alone during that period where you couldn't buy them because they weren't for sale because of the scalpers. Probably by the PS6, you're going to see more like regular console sales, assuming prices don't go even higher. Like, imagine we get to the point where like a PS5 is like $1,000, which is like Australian pricing is absolutely possible. Maybe like $600-700 US. Like, when it gets to that point, like you're genuinely entering PC pricing then. It's no longer a matter of, during the PS3 and PS4 days, buying a console was cheaper than buying a PC. Obviously, you get cheaper games, and in the long run, you could probably do the maths and work out it's cheaper. But if you get to the point where a console costs the price of a PC, besides the people that just want the convenience of having a console, why would you buy one? Like, that's the only thing that's going to exist as like a console selling point. Like when exclusives stop existing, it's just going to be the people that want something more convenient. And there's a lot of people that want convenience, but I would imagine a lot more people, if given the option of just getting a better PC, would probably consider just getting a better PC, especially once we get out of this like this weird rut we're in where ports are just fucking mess. Like, there are so many bad ports coming out, let alone bad games like Golem. Yeah, like the entire situation is the entire gaming market's in a fun state right now. A fun state where just crazy changes are probably just around the corner.